everybody. Welcome back to the 86 podcast. This is the special of the week. I am your host, Jake Lawrence, and to my left is
Jasper Stiedemeyer,
or
Big Red,
or
Diesel,
or
oh god, what else? Sauerkraut.
Or
I guess Weekend Trailer Park Supervisor.
Yeah, there we go.
All of them.
That's all of them. I want to apologize to our tens of listeners. I am fighting off a cold, so I do sound more nasally than usual. But
you already sound nasally.
But it's just a head cold. I'm being really brave about it. I didn't call out from work because that's the kind of server I am.
That's a whole topic for another week too. Honestly, we should
working
talk about
sick.
That.
Yeah, that's true. What is the ethics of that? All right, I want to start it off with my gripe of the week. It's pretty basic, but it does happen pretty regularly. It's whenever you're working in a restaurant and one of your guests asks you to change the thermostat in the entire restaurant because they're chilly. Mm-hmm. It kills me.
Yeah.
It absolutely drives me nuts because, for one, I'm not in control of those buttons. And when I go to a manager, they just go, "Are you serious?" And you're like, yeah, they said they're a little chilly. They don't have a sweater, or they just want to make it hot for everybody else in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. And that one just drives me nuts.
It's like the fear of going to your dad growing up and changing the thermostat there. It's like all flashbacks from that.
Or the fear of just knowing it's a stupid request, and you're like, I have to go and ask this now, so they can look at me like I'm an idiot. Like, you couldn't talk them out of it. Didn't try to, if I'm being honest.
Honestly, it's also these people are so self-centered that they are cold. They don't see the bigger room of it.
Exactly.
There's so many other people in this room.
Yeah.
I have that problem a lot at my work with music. Because we are so widespread and being outside too. If one of the guests sits under a speaker, it's like, oh, this music's so loud, and then of course they're all 65 and over.
Yeah.
That ask those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the same with the cold. I'm cold. Well, you're dying.
Yeah. You're
gonna be cold for a while until you're dead.
You better get used to it.
Yeah. Just the fact you didn't bring a sweater kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
But it inconveniences other people around them, because a lot of times you have to tell them, if you just open, it's chilly, we have to set it lower because we know there's going to be a lot of body heat and hot food coming out. So in 30 minutes, it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
If you change the AC and move it up, it's just going to be hot and miserable. And then as the server, you're I shit you not, sweating bullets.
Yeah.
And I'm inside, so there's really no excuse for me to be profusely sweating. But every time, I kid you not, it happened to me last week. I was working in a specific room, kind of cut off from other rooms in the restaurant, and I was like, oh, it feels good in here. This is nice. I thought to myself, the first table, dude. I was like, the first table's gonna bitch about this. Yeah. I just know it, and I was right. It was like, oh, it's cold in here, and I went, damn it. I was this close to having it. I was this close. I was like, all right, I'll go get a manager.
Great start to the shift
right
there.
Okay.
And that also just rains on you the parade for the rest of the day, right? You're already oh, cool. That's how this starts?
Yep, already someone complaining about something out of my control. That's good stuff. All right, Jasper, what was your gripe of the week?
It's similar, in the things that are out of my control is, I was on a double. I was 2 doubles this weekend, and one of them, this lady, also an elderly lady, she ordered a Diet Pepsi. And then,
oh, yeah. It's always a Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, or Coke Zero complaint.
Unbelievable. The amount of times people that get these diet soft drinks just complain about them is unbelievable. Just drink water.
Was it the first time you've had it?
It's you've never had a Diet Pepsi before in your life?
We know it's not true.
Don't lie to me now. No, she ordered a Diet Pepsi, and I got pretty busy afterwards, and then my food runner walks up to me while I'm back in the drink station, the soda fountain, soda well, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And then he told me he got her cup in her hand and told me the lady complained that her Diet Pepsi was too sweet. It tasted like sweetness.
The soda was sweet.
Yeah, that's a first. I mean, just because it's diet doesn't mean it's not sweet. It has artificial sweetener in it.
Yeah. Well, that confused me because it's not her first time ordering that.
Yeah.
She's got a 12-pack of it at her house.
Oh, yeah.
And she drinks all 12 of them within the first 4 hours of buying it.
Diet Mountain Dew or Diet Dr. Pepper. She's not used to the Diet Pepsi.
Yeah, you know what? There's such a big difference.
Huge difference.
Soda's soda, dude.
Yeah. So
it's like wine. It's red or white. It's still grape juice.
Sweet berry wine. What I did, this is one of my favorites this weekend. It gave me this good feeling for sticking it back to the customer.
Yeah.
You know how you sometimes you just you know what? I think I can get away with this, and getting away with this is gonna make me feel really good.
It's a win.
And then you gamble. So what I did, I poured 3/4 of that Pepsi in a new cup, and then cut it with water, and then put a lime on the side, because the lime juice will cut the sweetener, like that flavor of the artificial sweetener. And then I gave that back to my food runner and sent him on his way, and was really hoping that he would keep it together, because he was running, like he had left the room already, like dying laughing. So I was like, come on, buddy, please, just keep it in. Just make it happen, putting it down at the table, and then you can keep laughing. But just like that little window, you need to keep it together. It worked out.
And she loved it, I bet.
She loved it. Yeah, she loved it. She drank the rest of it.
Honestly, that goes back to mine. The amount of times I've been like, we changed the temperature. Wait 10 minutes. How are you? Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. And you're like, nothing changed. Nothing changed.
Sometimes you have to like just get away with it.
I do think that sometimes people just want to complain to be heard, because they do come in to like be treated like a certain way. So like I do think they want some sort of special treatment, and sometimes having those weird complaints, like that'd be like being like, I ordered deviled eggs, they were too cold. Well, if they were warm, they'd be disgusting. I've had someone get mad that the salad plate was too cold. It made them think that the salad was pre-made and just put in the fridge with it. I was like, well, you don't want it on a hot plate. It's gonna get all wilted. I was like, the salads are like, the plates are like just in a chiller for it, so that it stays as fresh and crisp while you're eating it. And they're like, okay. And I was like, I'm not even lying. I was like, that was actually true.
I would be happy to hear that.
Yeah.
It's like,
I just want to be heard sometimes.
This plate on the heat lamp for like 20 minutes just to get the
exactly. All right, those are some good gripes, dude. That's fun. That's good stuff.
Yep.
Everyone's lucky to watch us.
Otherwise, it was a good week, though. I
mean,
that
was
like the
week
only
too.
complaint that I had.
Yeah, mine wasn't anything
it's
bad.
It's really
either.
weird now, like for us, like slowly season's ending, and I think at the beginning of season, the complaints are way crazier.
Yeah.
And then as like the madness of the service dies down, so is the madness of like the people.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, and it's just less people too. So like, if there is something crazy, it's like not as crazy because like you're not just absolutely slammed and got your ass kicked for the last 2 doubles in a row. You're just kind of like, all right, I'll turn the air up. Whatever. Yeah. What do you want? You don't want Diet Pepsi? You want a fucking water?
Yeah.
All right.
See if I can.
Yeah. At this point, I'm dead inside. Bring it on. On a more positive note, I wanted to make sure we talked about Sin Nights. I'd never heard of Sin Nights until I moved down here, so I don't really know if they do them, like if that's like a thing everywhere or not. I gotta imagine it is, but I haven't really noticed it anywhere else. But Sin Night's a great way to give back for service industry. So shout out to literally every restaurant that does it.
Yeah, and every server or bartender
that works it. Yeah, because when do they get their fun? But let's explain. So Sin Night is a service industry night. And pretty much how it works, like not all restaurants do it, but there are a few that'll do it, kind of like bars I've noticed, or like some of like the more locally driven restaurants will do service industry nights. It's kind of like an extended happy hour for anyone working in service industry. So we go to one place on Sunday nights, it's half off, I think all day, right?
I don't know, actually.
It's half off for a real long time on food and drinks.
Yeah.
So and a lot of the logic is people might think like, well, how are you making money if you're cutting your profits in half by booze and food? But they do it on nights where it's like the slowest. So like Sundays and Mondays, which is usually when a lot of service industry have off too, which helps just drum up more service than what they would have had anyways. So I guess, I'm not a bookkeeper, but I'm assuming since they keep doing it and it's such a thing down here that it's working out. But I like to see it kind of as like charity for knuckleheads like us. Lets us feel like we're the big ballers and the shot callers for an evening.
Finally, this is our night.
Exactly.
They can't take it away from us.
You know what? I will take the ribeye.
Yep.
I will take the ribeye.
It's also like, for me on Mondays, because I'm off Mondays, there's restaurants that do service industry night that I couldn't afford normally going to.
Yep.
And then that is also, it just gives me something nice on my day off, right?
Exactly.
I can go get a nice meal, get a nice glass of wine or a nice cocktail, and actually enjoy being in a space and not eating like junk food or like just bar food, right?
Exactly, just fried nonsense.
Yeah.
Which gives us our server big backs.
There's a strong back.
Oh, we need to start a thing, the Big Back Award. I don't know what they have to do, but
I like
Big
that.
Back
We'll
Award.
work on that.
That's
We'll come
good.
back to them.
Yeah, write that down.
Big Back Award.
Have you ever worked anywhere that had service industry? Like,
yeah, the place I work at currently has technically Tuesday service industry. We just don't promote it.
wait, really? The place that I used to work at?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's 20%.
No
5%.
shit. Are you
I don't even know how much it is.
This whole time?
Yeah.
I always have Tuesdays off.
What do you want me to tell you?
That just a year or two ago.
There you go. It started like a year ago, but I tend to like work Wednesdays instead of Tuesdays because of my closing stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the split of that.
Huh.
So I barely work Tuesdays.
Oh yeah.
But now we have a thing to do next Tuesday.
Oh sweet.
Show off at my place of work on my day off. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it is, dude. You're
I love
welcome.
that.
You're
You have fun.
welcome.
You have fun. But even like from a service standpoint, like service industry or like those sin nights,
Yeah.
you'd think like, and then mathematically, because the checks run lower, they make less money. But a lot of the tip, or in my eye, how I tip is
Yeah.
pre discount, right?
Yeah.
Because you on the receipts or on the checks you get, you have the full number, and then it says how much discount you have on there.
Yeah.
And then if it's not like in the percentage already, like sometimes it's like calculated for you, but if it's not, generally always tip over 20% anyways, right?
Yeah.
Because I believe in server karma.
I believe in the karma as well.
But it's a good night because you have every guest or customer, guest, whatever you want to call them, that comes in that works in the service industry knows
Yeah.
how you feel working, and then everybody tips you well.
Yeah.
So I can imagine only that it is a lucrative night to work.
I bet you those tip outs look insane. Like the tip out, like tip percentage,
Yeah.
like average, because it's cut in half. But you'd still tip 20% on there. What would it be, like 40%? You're like, dude, I crushed it tonight.
I made it good.
Because I bet you they make more money than they normally would off of those sales too, like tip averages. You know what I mean? Because like if say the bill was $100, and then you just tip 20%, so $20. Whereas for us, it'd be $50, and then I'd probably tip like $30 at
Yeah.
least, because it's still less than what I would have paid for it before tip.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I still saved 40 in my head. I'm like, I still saved like $40 because of the discount and like the tipping on it.
And the tipping on top is also a sign of appreciation in my book, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Does your restaurant do gratuity?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, same. And God, I've worked at restaurants that don't do gratuity for like 6 tops or higher or parties.
What is it for you? 6 tops?
Yeah, 6 tops or higher,
For
and then
8
it's
tops?
it's 20%. But we like it's like a thing. You gotta like be like, hey, you know, there's a 20% gratuity in here. Da 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 da. Luckily at my place it's not too bad. They're just kind of okay, expected that. But I've worked at other places where you do it and they're like, you're charging me the tip already?
Sorry.
What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, it's company policy. And they're like, are you serious? Can I talk to your manager? I'm like, yeah. It's not going anywhere. It's like you still got good service, even though I already know I'm making my money. So it's not like you have to earn it as much in that sense because you already know it's there.
It's weird because sometimes in my head I gamble with that idea too, where it's like I did a really good job with this table and this table really likes me, and when I show up with the gratuity on it, will they tip extra on it, or will it just like immediately stop that thought in their brain? You know, like okay, there's gratuity on it, cool, boom, sign, pay, done.
Yeah, I get that logic, like the gambling aspect of it. I don't really care anymore. After I worked at a restaurant that didn't do gratuity, and you'd take like a 12 top, and you'd make off the 12 top, you make in total $40, where you're like, oh, cool. So I hate it when restaurants don't do that because it just feels like they don't have the servers back because they still made their money. They still made the sales. And then like the server just worked their butt off and it took up their whole section so they can make a fraction of what they were supposed to that night. So whenever I interviewed, honestly, whenever I interview, I'm like, do you have gratuity? And if you do, what's it for and everything? And that actually makes a significant like deciding factor for me when it comes to working at restaurants. Because I've worked at some where they had it and then they took it away because people got upset about the gratuity. I'm like, no, like have your employees backs, please. Yeah. Like don't. It seems disingenuous. I don't appreciate it. So it's nice having it because you don't have to worry about it. And then, let's be real, talking about timing. If you have a 7 top, you know that you're already taken care of. Then you get slammed. You're like, well, these two don't have gratuity on there, so you kind of
make my money regardless.
Yeah. So you're kind of like, still do your best, but maybe make the other tables laugh a little bit more.
Yeah. A little extra joke.
Yeah,
here
just a
left
little.
and right.
Yeah, you know, just maybe like refill their water one more time.
Coming back though to the service industry night, there's this place that I used to go to. They had service industry night every Sunday night, and it was an awesome place. Like I really liked their food.
What kind of food was it?
It's like a tapas and sushi. It's right around the corner from where we live.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And they then decided to take that away, and then they decided to do like this weird 20% every day kind of stuff. But it was really nice to have that like Sunday night after work, you clock out, and you had like a 2-hour window to like just eat really good. And the staff was really cool about it because we all showed up in our uniforms. They already know who we were, and then we just did get a really good meal there, and then go home afterwards. get a drink afterwards. And after they took that away, I haven't been really back there since.
Yeah.
Just because it's not that I don't like the place, but I can't afford that
It's
place.
it's a financial thing, and it is nice adding that like kind of routine to yourself too. Like, it gives you something to look forward to. Like, you know, you work your butt off all weekend, and then like instead of just going out that Sunday night or Monday night and blowing way more than you should, like responsibly, to then like being able to go do that, have your fun, scratch the itch, part of that work hard, play hard mentality, get a couple drinks, eat some food, but at half the price, it helps make it a easier pill to swallow.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Or you just then go Monday, Tuesday, and
Yeah.
just like keep going.
Or you just keep going.
That happened before too, yeah. But yeah, it does help to like cool down that, like,
Yeah.
get that like pent up energy out that you have after serving tables all week.
And that's like the perfect embodiment of like what I think serving is, like when we think about like classism. You know, because like it's a very classist job, the server versus the customer, you know, or the guest, because we're there to serve. So right there's already this like wall between us of which classes you are. I'm clearly working class in this position, whereas they're like the ivory towers, as I like to call them.
Yep.
I like to call management that too. Like when they work corporate, I'm like, hey, how is it up in that ivory tower? How was your weekend off? But it
Nice.
shows that difference, you know, in like our existence, because I'm ringing up bills that are like $600-700, and it's a Tuesday night. I'm like, oh my god! I was like, that's all my, aside from rent, that's all my other bills. Like, you just spent all of my bills money on one dinner on a Tuesday,
night, yeah.
on a Tuesday. So it blows my mind, and it makes it so like egregiously obvious at how different our existences are. I'm like, what kind of car did you valet tonight? Like, I have that one guest that comes in that has the Lamborghini, and like, he's not my regular, but it turns out like he has one table he always sits in, and it just turned out that I had that section a couple times in a row on the days he came in. But the note straight up says like, you know, make sure valet does da 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 for the Lamborghini, and I'm like, oh,
Cool.
okay. I mean, I drive a pretty sick truck. You know, I've got my own rig. You know, it'd run over that Lamborghini. But it just blows my mind, and it just makes it so obviously apparent, you know, that we're not there. We're not there.
Yeah, but it really depends on like the customers. There's some customers that let you know that they think they're better than you because you work in
maybe
the
I
service
get more of
industry.
that.
Yeah.
In my place.
I get a lot of like chill people, but I still do get a lot of these people, and it's like, oh wow, this one lady once complained that, you know, she got her entrees and her appetizers too close together after she ordered her appetizers after her entrees.
Yeah.
And
And
then
did you hold the entrees, or were they already sent kind of deal?
I couldn't because already it was like, okay, entrees are in, and then you order appetizers. Like, okay, cool, I can tell the kitchen to rush it, but
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with that.
only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And she let that out on me, like made me look stupid.
Right.
I had another table. Sorry, now I'm gonna go a little rant. They were like, they didn't clearly say they wanted this as an appetizer, and then they also thought I was stupid, and they they treated me like I was scum because I'm in the service industry. And then this lady tried to talk to me in French and told me, oh, you probably don't know what that is, and I basically talked back to her in French and told her that I speak 3 languages.
God damn it! To be trilingual, bilingual.
Oh, I got her so good.
Oh, that's not fair.
Wow, that was good.
I just know when someone calls me a bad word in Spanish, and then I just kind of know how to like say, I know what you said in Spanish, and then that's it. And then they rattle off in Spanish, and I'm like, you lost me. You lost me there, dude. That's all I had.
Do you know what fat kid is in Spanish?
Obviously, I do.
Okay.
Niño gordo.
Niño gordo.
That's fat boy.
Oh,
But no, and that goes to show, like, because there is a negative stigma on service industry. I mean, I felt it working in it. I was like, man, I can't believe I'm a server. But then you like break it down, and like for one, like it's just like that social ideology of it, like because it is a service, it's the literal service. So like it's just the most obvious, because people don't do that with blue collar workers. I mean, they do a little bit, but then you're like, yeah, well, they built your house.
Yeah.
They made it so that your sink's not flooding anymore and ruining your house. Like, you really gonna talk shit on that?
Yeah.
But then service is like, oh look, that's a grown man.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a degree too? You're still serving tables? You're like, well, if I'm being honest, I'm making more now than I would be currently at a fraction of the hours. I just have to swallow my pride every day. Every day. But it just goes, it's just, oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh gosh, it was so good too. Hang on, you take control.
Yeah.
Say something
So,
smart.
something. No, I think it's like people, as you said, like the blue collar workers, you know, where they don't give them any crap for it.
Yeah.
It really is. People underestimate how important we are. Like, I don't want to like gas myself up and tell them like, well, I'm the most important part, but restaurants and bars are a key backbone of the society.
Oh,
right?
that was my point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going though. I like how you're talking.
It's like everybody requires people that work really hard in their like big jobs.
Yeah, they're
they don't
big boy
have time,
jobs.
Yeah, they don't have time to cook, but they still come to us every night, right?
Yeah.
So instead of treating us like crap because we are just below them and we don't work these like important jobs,
Yeah.
they don't realize how important we are in their lives.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's like classism, as you said. And
That's exactly it. God, you're so smart, dude. I can't wait for you to get a degree.
I'm so excited.
That's so exciting. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. That's exactly what I was trying to say, and then I got confused in my own brain. You're 100% right. Because the backbone, because whether you're rich, whether you're poor, you're going out, whether it's for birthdays, anniversaries, for fun, and if they don't think that we're necessary, all right, good luck getting any food or drinks, or you get one bad server or bartender, you're like, God, this sucks. And then when you get a good one coming around, you're appreciative. It felt that way after the hurricanes 2 years ago, because where I used to work, it was very touristy in my area that I was working in. So you get people from all over, and sometimes super nice, appreciative, and a lot of times just assholes not from here.
Yeah.
So they're just rude. They're like, oh, I'm from up north. This is how we talk. I'm like, they didn't teach you manners. Did you get punched in the mouth up there?
Yeah.
No. Really? That's how you're gonna talk to me? The only thing stopping me right now is that I'm clocked in. I have to say yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah. But if you talk, the amount of times I'd get talked to, and I'm like, oh, if we weren't at work, dude.
You're lucky.
That's
I'm clocked.
if which shows, I'm like, if I wasn't clocked in, I don't think you'd have talked to me like that. But because I'm clocked in wearing an apron down to my ankles like Laura Ingalls, you're like, yeah, I can talk to this guy like this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that just shows the classism differences on it, But after the hurricanes, we opened a day earlier than everyone else. We didn't have to either. And obviously we didn't have shipments of a lot of stuff, so it's a super weird menu.
Yeah.
They're just kind of here's what we have. We're gonna sell it until we're out, kind of deal. And people lost their houses. People didn't have power for weeks, so they couldn't eat.
Yep.
Or they're like, yeah, we don't have AC, and we might as well just sit outside somewhere, but we're hungry, and they don't have power. So I got a lot of appreciatives, thank you for being open, and da 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 da, like that. It was really nice, and it that showed me where I was like, we do matter in that sense. It felt good for me. I was like, yeah, I made some good money, and I couldn't not have worked that day, so I'm glad they opened early. I was like, I'm hungry. I'm also hungry. But they were so thankful.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, just thank you for being open. Thank you for coming into work. Thank you for coming back from the evacuating early so that you could be here to help us out with our shitty weekend that we just had. And that was really nice, and that opened my eyes on it.
Where my restaurant is, right, there's this whole community on the water right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And then they got hit really hard during the first hurricane.
I think it was the second hurricane that
hurricane.
mollywopped us.
Yeah. Anyways, they got destroyed, and we were really lucky in our restaurant that we were very fortunate that nothing really broke, and we had generators that kept all the coolers alive.
Yeah, the
so
core things.
Everything was good from there, and then after you helped us fixing up the house, right? I went right back to work and helped them get ready because the entire neighborhood had no power. Everybody was flooded out of their house, so everybody had no chance, and we just moved some fryers around, hooked those up, and then basically served an emergency situation, right? Cold beers, and everybody was so thankful. And it was crazy to see too, because how that community got together on that situation in a restaurant space. It really brought these people closer together, because they were all in the same boat, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And at that restaurant I was at, they weren't. If they were thinking about the money, the financial gain, they didn't mention it at all. The GM was straight up like, these people have had a terrible week.
No, it's not about
He's like,
money.
let's feed them, let's give them a place to hang out, decompress, and just relax and let them have a good time. So it was a super lenient day on the servers too. That no one was really on us, management wise either. They're all like, thank you for coming in, because you could easily be like, no, I'm not. I'm just not in the state yet, actually. So they were really appreciative of it. But something I do to joke about when we talk about the classism, blue collar, white collar. I always joke that we're the white collar of the blue collar.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we dress up nice and do all of that, but it's not a white collar job necessarily. I think my current job is pretty close to white collar, but in my opinion, it's still blue collar. We're not sitting at a desk.
Yeah.
We're hitting 10,000 steps in a shift and making sure everything's going well.
It's oddly physical, if you
It
think about
is,
it, right?
yeah. Yeah, it is. That's after a double when you're carrying a bunch of trays and everything. I don't care like how in shape you are, but after just holding them for that long, for as like while you're just doing random things, like you get that little knot right in the middle of your like lat almost. Oh man, I had this host that would use his elbow and just dig into it. I'd be like, come here, and I just do this, and he just knew what to do. He'd dig it. I'm like, oh, thank you. I can continue for another 2 hours more. I need to call you back over here.
Like I worked 2 doubles this weekend, and when I went to bed Sunday night, I could feel like my knees hurt, my legs hurt, just like being on my feet for 2 days straight, right?
We're so soft.
Yeah.
We're so soft. I slept funny on my wrist, and I couldn't work out for a week because I couldn't bend my wrist because I slept on it funny. But I slept good that night.
Was it worth it? Totally.
Yeah, I'd do it again. Oh, I did have one note. This always just jokes. I always feel like an NPC. What does that mean exactly for anyone that might not know?
Non-player character.
Non-player character in a video game, you know?
So,
when I'm serving on doubles on weekends, like if I'm like a double-double like you were last weekend, it just messes with your head because like you've just been doing the server voice, watching everyone else have an awesome weekend, and you're just kind of like, you're just there for like an hour window of their time having fun being player one. So I just feel like an NPC, and like on those double weekends like that, it kind of gets in my head. I'm like, man, this is bullshit. I want to go have some fun. I'm watching everyone else have fun around here,
I have fun?
and I'm over here just carrying shit for them.
One of my friends from Germany that you've met too, I talked to her about that, and she came up with the best idea. Have you ever seen those Skyrim memes when that background music starts playing? They have the most like random NPC conversations.
Yeah.
And she told me that, and for the next like 2 weeks, every conversation when the table told me something, I just heard that music starting in my head, and I'm like, oh, just don't laugh right now. Just keep it together.
Yeah.
Talking about their sick dog, you know. And I'm like, it's like ugh.
All right.
It feels that way, anyways.
Well, that was fun. Wouldn't everybody else agree?
Great time.
Let's go to the third one, the dessert.
Please.
I have some funny ones actually. They're good questions. One of the questions I received was, how does a server or bartender go to the bathroom? Such a valid question, because I wondered that when I started. I was like, what's the protocol here?
How does that work?
Every other job I've had, I'm like, I'll be right back. Here you're like, I don't know. The short answer is quickly.
Yeah.
You go as fast as you can.
You gotta find a window where you have the time.
Yep.
And then you gotta use that time.
And you gotta hope to God you don't get sat. You know, like if it's just a quick one, those are pretty easy to just sneak in there. You just kind of like make sure like your tables are like good.
Yep.
Then you just disappear for 30 seconds. Then you're back. And you look at it. Oh, thank God I didn't get sat. Okay, we're good. Okay, everything's good. If it's a little bit of a longer one, that can be tumultuous at best. That's tough. You gotta be like, hey, you go to the host stand. Hey, skip me in rotation. My section's good for now. Just don't seat me till you see me again.
Yep.
And that's always an embarrassing one. You got to build rapport with those hosts because they're always like 16-year-old high school girls, and you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back in 30. Taking myself a little lunch break.
I'll see you there. I gotta sit down for a minute.
Yeah, my knees hurt. I promise. That's the only thing. Yes, I sit when I pee. But I say that's you got to time it. You just got to look at your section, and it is. No matter what, you got to roll the dice.
Yep.
The amount of times I've told the host, don't seat me, I come back and there's my table just sitting there like, where the is he? And then I go and I'm like, why'd you seat me? And like, oh my God. I was like, how long? They're like, 7 minutes. I'm like, oh, so as soon as I left the host stand. It's like, so as soon as I left the host stand, you immediately went and sat me.
Don't seat me. Uh-huh. Oh, that's good.
I've had to clock out before and leave the restaurant to go to the bathroom because there wasn't any open or available in my restaurant.
I had to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that was bad.
I had to buy a table like a free like little appetizer once because I needed to buy them some silence, you know.
That's buy some silence. Hey guys, these wings are on me.
Yeah, here you go. Hey, smoked fish, huh?
That's funny.
But that's how you do it.
Yep.
That's the only way you do it, and there's no other solution.
That's it.
Yep.
You roll the dice and you hope it works out.
It's a silly question. It's true.
It's so true. And then the other one was lunch breaks. They also was like, "What's your lunch break situation like?" And I was like, "So aside from where I work now, I'm very spoiled with it because they're technically closed like from 3 to 5 or something. So like they don't take reservations during that time. Walk-ins can come in, but like a skeleton crew. So if you're a double, you get a pretty solid lunch break. Like unless you have one random table camping out. But I mean, every other restaurant I've worked at, if you're like a double in your lunch break, usually it's you're just gonna eat that really quickly, right?
Yep. Like disappear out of sight from the customers, and
Yep.
then
Shove that burger down your
Yep.
mouth as fast as possible.
crunch that down.
Yep. And then you just get right back into
Maybe
it.
get a bathroom break in that little window too.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky, if it lines up, you know.
If the stars align, you might be able to get a 2-for-1.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a rare one.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, and most of the time though, in all fairness, because when I told my buddy that, he was like, "What? How's that like legal or okay?" It's like, we're a greedy people.
Yep.
You don't want, because if they got to seat your section and someone else takes it, now they have that table. So now instead of having a 4-table section or 3-table section, you've got a 3-table or 2-table section, because they're going to finish that one off and then you get it, which could mess you up for the rush.
Yep.
You could miss out on a table or two just from that. So like most of the time, you don't really want to take a long lunch break. But obviously at my place, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky. I'm appreciative of that break every time I get it. I'm like, yeah, this is neat. I'm chilling, I'm relaxing. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, I might be able to make it home and hang out for an hour and then come back. But I don't do that because I was like, would I come back? Probably not.
I had a situation where I had a triple double week, and then like my first one I said, you know what, I know lunch is gonna be slower. I'm gonna be there for the first rush, and then I'm gonna take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was like a real special one. I did some laundry. I got one of our sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
It was a good day. And then the next 2 doubles, I was just like, yeah, okay, cool. 5 minutes. All right, let me show those tacos who's boss, and then
Yeah.
go from there.
Yeah. Or the classic server lunch, some fries.
Yeah.
Just some fries, just to hold you over, keep your stomach from hurting.
Ask the kitchen real quick. Everyone
Yeah.
need some fries, please.
Because the worst thing is serving when you're hangry.
Yeah.
When you're serving and you're hangry, dude, oh my god, it's just anything can make you mad because you're hangry already. You're
Yep.
like, your blood sugar's dropped, you're just pissed off at the world.
Plus, you also carry hot, delicious food
Yep.
the entire time.
Yep, you just smell it.
Oh.
The hungriest employees you'll ever meet is anyone working in a restaurant, I swear. Maybe just front of house, I don't know, back house probably sneaks their snacks.
Probably.
I always see them snacking, I'm like, how dare you.
Yeah, you're not getting any water today.
God damn it.
You're not sharing any fries. You weren't getting any
You
drinks.
better give me a
during rush.
fry, I'll give you some water, buddy. Alright, you got any? Hit
Yeah,
me with one.
I have one of my friends that watch this podcast and is very eager to learn because I'm going to start training her soon.
Oh, nice.
So one of her questions was, how do you deal with like take seat numbers and checks if people start playing musical chairs and start moving around?
Oh, yeah.
Because everything is like organized. You have the whole structure down for the table, and all of a sudden they start moving around. And like my best experience of this is just gotta remember who they are.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's like it sounds really silly, and then you just gotta like see who's who, and then who belongs to who, right? Sometimes I ring in seat numbers and even in combos if it's like a couple.
Oh,
I just
okay.
have the couples under, or like the families with kids too,
Yeah.
under one seat number. So especially when the kids start darting around,
Yeah.
like, okay, cool, you two are paying together. That means this kid's food is on you, or
Yeah.
like you talk to your girlfriends on the other side of the table, or the boys went to the bar, got another drink, and then start moving around. I know, like, okay, you guys belong together.
Yeah.
That makes it easier for me.
Well, you're lucky you have toast. That's really easy to do with toast, too.
Shout out to Toast.
Yeah. Yeah. If Toast wants to sponsor us, we're your biggest fans.
Yeah.
I don't even get to use Toast anymore, and it makes me sad every single shift that it's not Toast. But no, I hate musical chairs, dude. There have been times where I've had a table, like, just, like a big, if it's like a 4-top to 6-top, it's pretty easy to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I have no shame and be like, where were you sitting? And then they'll point to the chair, and I'm like, all right. And you're with who? Where was he sitting? I'll just do that. I don't really care. Because, like, at the end of the day, I know they just want their checks right. But where I'm at, it's a 2-check split minimum, or maximum.
Oh, that's so nice.
Sometimes I had a table of old bats, and they were sweet, but they're like, we're all separate. And I went, oh, really? When you set the reservation, did the host let you know that we only do 2 checks? And they're like, oh. I was like, all right. I was like, listen, like, if I'm not busy, like, I'll be more happy to do my best to accommodate you to the best of my abilities. But, I don't want to make any promises because I was like, it takes time with our system. Anyways, it's not as easy as Toast is, So I was like, give me a break. And then I split it pretty much the way they wanted. There's a few weird things I couldn't split. So I was like, someone's just going to eat that. Someone's just paying for that.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that. And luckily they were really nice about it. But the musical chairs could drive you nuts when you're weeded. Like if you're kind of slow, it's like annoying, but it's fine. But when you're weeded and then you look, it's worse when the food comes out and you didn't know they moved.
Yeah, then you just auction.
Then you
it
just
off.
like, really? And then like every restaurant's like, don't auction the food. You're supposed to know exactly where it goes and what the food is. So you can be like, here's your, here's your blackened mahi sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, here's your slice of pepperoni pizza. I don't know, it's a weird restaurant that has mahi and pepperoni pizza. But you know, dun dun dun, and then that's supposed to be it. So when you have to auction it, and if a manager sees it, they don't know that they played musical chairs and it moved around. So you just kind of like take the ass chewing. Like, well, they moved around. I didn't know. And then they're kind of like, be better. And you're like, shit. Yeah.
My bad.
My bad, G.
Sorry.
My bad. You come here and do it.
Yeah. I'll see you food run for a second.
But I think that's about gonna wrap it up for today. I got a very important haircut to get to, and then we both have work this afternoon. So everybody, you're cut off. Thank you so much for tuning in. I did add our Instagrams to the bios and everything. I haven't gained 1 follower yet, so you know it's going well.
It's going really well.
Thank you everybody for supporting us. And Toast, hit us up. Bye.